Former Trump attorney and personal counsel Michael Cohen makes allegations against the president. Actor Luke Perry dies at 52, and a powerful tornado sweeps through eastern Alabama. All this and more in this episode of Hawk TV News. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Ryan Waldis.
And I'm Samantha Casano. In a sworn testimony to the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, Michael Cohen made numerous allegations against President Trump, but one that could be crucial to the future of the special counsel Robert Mueller investigation. Cohen testified he was in a room when Republican strategist Roger Stone called President Trump and told him about an impending WikiLeaks release of stolen Democratic National Committee emails. Trump and Stone have denied these claims. The Mueller investigation is still ongoing.
A female Monmouth University student was approached in the Rebecca Stafford Student Center by two individuals from the World Mission Society Church of God. The individuals tried to get the student to attend a Bible study off campus. According to several media outlets, this organization has allegedly been associated with human trafficking and abuse. An onlooking student notified Monmouth University Police Department, who then questioned the individuals and asked them to leave.
Israel's Attorney General announced that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be indicted on bribery and breach of trust charges. Netanyahu is accused of accepting bribes from foreign billionaires in return for favorable tax breaks. He is also accused of handing out bribes to an Israeli newspaper for favorable coverage in return for limiting the distribution of a competitor. The Attorney General claims that while Netanyahu served as both Prime Minister and Minister of Communication, he advanced about $1 billion shekels in regulatory benefits to a telecommunication firm for favorable news coverage. Netanyahu denies all allegations.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is facing calls to resign after a report by the Globe and Mail that has embattled the administration. The report cites interference by Trudeau in an ongoing investigation into SNC-Lavalin, a multinational engineering company based in Montreal that reportedly bribed Libyan officials into awarding them construction contracts. Trudeau pressured then Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould to drop the case against the company. She refused and was promptly demoted and later resigning from her work in the government. Raybould appeared before a committee in the House of Commons highlighting a culture of corruption and retaliation in the administration. Trudeau, meanwhile, has not heeded calls for his resignation and denies any wrongdoing.
The Somerset County Prosecutor's Office is investigating the alleged assault of an 81-year-old man in Franklin Township. The assault was centered around the elderly man's decision to wear a red MAGA hat in public. The confrontation led to an assault that resulted in minor injuries. The Franklin Township Police Department has yet to identify the suspect.
CW series Riverdale star Luke Perry passed away at 52 after suffering a massive stroke. Paramedics responded to a call in Sherman Oaks and transported the patient to the hospital, where he later died. Perry played Fred Andrews, the father of main character Archie Andrews in the Riverdale series, and is perhaps best known for starring in the original Beverly Hills 90210.
George H.W. Bush's service dog has a new job. Sully will now be helping wounded veterans at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. He was given an oath in an induction ceremony that was live streamed on Facebook, and his Instagram account posted that he will look forward to helping those in need. Sully served as the late former president's service dog for 6 months before the president's death in November 2018.
We now go to Josh Miller, who has the latest scoop on Oscar winners and awards.
The 91st annual Oscars were last Sunday night, and I'm here with all the results and outcomes. This year's Oscars were the first in 30 years to be hostless due to the Kevin Hart debacle, which had many concerned about how this would affect the show, since the 1989 Oscars, which were hostless, are considered the worst Oscars of all time. To the surprise of many, though, the show actually had one of the highest ratings and viewer count in recent memory. Many sources cite the faster pace due to the lack of a host, and thus the bits and monologues that come along with that. That's enough about the show itself, on to the awards. There were many firsts, with Alfonso Cuarón's winning Best Directing and Cinematography for the same film, as well as first African-American wins in categories of costume design and production design. The two winners, Ruth Carter and Hannah Beachler, were also the first African-American women to win a non-acting award in over 30 years. While many of the winners, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for Best Animated Film, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk for Best Supporting Actress, and Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody for Best Actor made sense, there was one that felt just wrong. this being the Green Book winning Best Picture. Legendary director Spike Lee, who finally won his first Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay in BlacKkKlansman, was especially mad about this, even getting out of his seat to leave when the winner was announced. In an interview afterwards, he said, quote, "Every time someone is driving someone, I lose." This, of course, referring to how in 1989, his film Do the Right Thing was snubbed for the Best Picture nomination, while Driving Miss Daisy got it instead, and then went on to win the award that year. Before I go, I of course have to talk about that one final memorable moment at this year's Oscars, which of course was the, shall we say, intimate performance between Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper that just made people at home, as well as the people viewing it there, uncomfortable. Well, that's it for your Oscars overview. Until the 92nd one next year, back to you guys at the desk.
We have to take a short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
After school today, I will be dead. I can't go on any longer. Nobody even knows I exist. They pass through me like air, like nothingness. That's what I am. Nothing.
A powerful tornado swept through eastern Alabama, killing 23 people and injuring dozens more. East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika stated that it had treated more than 40 patients and that an undetermined number of other victims had been sent to other hospitals. The Lee County Emergency Management Agency said the worst of the damage was done near the town of Beauregard.
Parents of East Brunswick school students were confused when they received a letter from the school district claiming a change in the e-cig policy. The forged letter was sent by a student on social media referring to a fake new EB1 hit initiative, which permitted students to smoke one e-cigarette product per visit to a bathroom stall. The superintendent of the district says that although the letter looks real, he assures parents that the school policy has not changed its ban of the use of such products. The district is working with local authorities to find the student behind the fake letter.
Governor Phil Murphy is now supporting new initiatives to convert New Jersey's oldest power plant into a new wind power facility. BL England Power Plant in Cape May County is planning to shut down its coal-based operations in May and will be converted to the more environmentally friendly wind energy. This change comes as part of Murphy's push to improve the energy infrastructure in New Jersey.
The world's tiniest baby boy is finally home with his family after spending 5 months in ICU at Tokyo's Keio University Hospital. The unidentified baby, who weighed 9.45 ounces at birth, had to be delivered through an emergency C-section after doctors discovered he had stopped gaining weight halfway through the pregnancy. He also had to be hooked up to a ventilator for oxygen support and needed to undergo infusion therapy. Premature birth is not common in Japan, accounting for only 10% of all births.
A study released by WalletHub ranked Jersey City the most diverse city in the United States, with over 500 cities considered. Jersey City has topped similar reports in recent decades. According to the study, Jersey City ranks second in ethno-racial diversity, first in linguistic diversity, and 155th in birthplace diversity. These three scores left Jersey City at the top with an overall ethnic diversity score of 72.41.
We now go to Michael Orlando with an exciting TV recap of The Gifted.
Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about the season finale of the Fox TV show, The Gifted. Warning, there will be spoilers. The season finale starts off, like all the episodes have this season, with a flashback. The flashback is of Kate sitting on the couch, horrified with her children in her arms as they witness the infamous 7/15 event that changed their world forever. The 7/15 event was a peaceful mutant rally that turned into a battleground that would have many casualties that would change how the world viewed mutant rights. Reed runs into the house quickly, and he is relieved when he sees his children and wife safe and sound, and vows to always protect them, which inspires him to become a legal prosecutor for mutant trials. We jump back to the present, where the mutant underground are back together and trying to figure out a plan to combat the inner circle. But before they could get ready, the purifiers attack their safe house and guard all entrances. The group gets ready to battle for their lives, as John is going to hold off the purifiers while the others escape. However, Andy and Lauren are left alone and get kidnapped by the Inner Circle, who uses mind control to make them use their powers to destroy Sentinel Service headquarters. The mutant underground quickly find Andy and Lauren and are able to release them from the mental control of the Frost sisters, in which Reed, Kate, Marcos, and Polaris go to the Inner Circle headquarters to kill Reva. A battle ensues between the mutant underground and the Inner Circle, but Reed was able to get into the elevator to be able to get Reva. But of course he says a heartfelt goodbye to his wife, because with Reva's powers to disrupt mutant abilities and the explosive capabilities of Reed's, he knew that neither Reva or Reed would survive. Reed and Reva face off, in which Reva uses her powers to make his powers go haywire and causes an explosion of energy which destroys the headquarters and kills both of them. This was definitely a powerful episode, not just because the viewers finally got to see the fighting match between the Inner Circle and the Mutant Underground, but because of Reed's sacrifice for his family and how that will affect the family in the future. Well, that's it for me with your TV update. Now back to you guys at the desk.
We now go to Michaela Laster with some entertainment news.
Hey guys, Michaela here with your latest entertainment news. Starting you off with celebrity news. Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale were spotted holding hands after their date at a restaurant. The two have been apparently dating for weeks now. Glad to see that Pete has moved on from all of the Ariana Grande drama. Moving on to the next celebrity. So we all know that Kylie Jenner was dragged into her sister's relationship drama as Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe Kardashian once again with Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordan Woods. Well, shortly after this incident went down, Kylie Jenner accused Travis Scott of cheating on her, as she said she found evidence. Travis Scott not only denied the allegations, but even canceled his tour in Buffalo due to illness. Following that, Travis deactivated his Instagram account as well. Talk about drama. Honestly, it seems to just be getting worse and worse for Kylie. But to end off with TV news, Saturday Night Live made another parody involving President Donald Trump. It was based on Michael Cohen's testimony, which turned out to be quite hilarious. Ben Stiller played the role as Mike Cohen, who says that Trump is racist. And Bill Hader played the role as Jim Jordan, who was fired up and intensely disagreed with Cohen. If you need a laugh for today, be sure to check it out. So that's all the entertainment news for today. Back to you guys in the studio.
Authorities raided a residential suburban home in Westchester County, New York, and apprehended enough fentanyl to kill nearly 2 million people. 5 kilograms of the poisonous, potent synthetic opioid were seized, along with 6 kilograms of heroin, drugs that have caused tens of thousands of fatal overdoses in America in the recent years. The owner of the house stated that he rented the split-level home to a couple who moved from the Bronx, but says he was unaware of any illegal activity.
33-year-old NBC The Voice contestant Janice Freeman passed away at a local hospital. A spokesperson for Freeman stated that the singer had an extreme case of pneumonia and that a blood clot had traveled to her heart. Freeman's husband Dion performed CPR until an ambulance took her to a local hospital where she passed. Freeman stunned judges of The Voice during season 13 with her powerful rendition of Radioactive by Imagine Dragons and was offered to be on Miley Cyrus and Jennifer Hudson's team.
Actors from the Star Wars sequel trilogy will be making an appearance at Disney's newest attraction. Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and Adam Driver are going to reprise their roles as their characters in Star Wars to debut the new Disney experience, Rise of the Resistance. The attraction is rumored to be Disney's longest ride at 28 minutes. Rise of the Resistance is part of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disney's newest theme park attraction. It is scheduled to open in the summer at Disneyland, California, and in the fall at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida.
We have to take another short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I am a witness, and so are you.
We now go to Vincent Caranta, who has the latest about a recent gaming controversy.
What's going on, guys? We've got some interesting news to cover in this gaming roundup, so let's just jump into it. To start things off, THQ Nordic is facing heavy criticism after accomplishing what might be the worst PR stunt ever achieved by any company. The Vienna-based developer decided to have an AMA session on 8chan, a website that's extremely notorious for being a safe haven for things like child pornography, white supremacism, and the Gamergate movement. It sounds so bizarre that people thought THQ Nordic's Twitter account got hacked. PR and marketing manager Philip Brock took full responsibility for his actions, claiming he did not do any research into 8chan prior to the AMA session. THQ Nordic posted on Twitter stating that they saw an opportunity from someone who approached them in a friendly manner, and that this person would take care of, quote, the nasty stuff. The developer has yet to issue an official apology at the time of this recording. On to more exciting news, Nintendo has finally announced the 8th generation of Pokemon. The newest installment is known as Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it will be the first mainline Pokemon games to be released on an official console rather than a handheld device. Sword and Shield were revealed during a special Nintendo Direct on Pokemon Day, a fan-made holiday meant to commemorate the anniversary of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan. The trailer revealed the generation starters, Sobble, Scorbunny, and Grookey, as well as showcasing the new region, which is heavily inspired by Great Britain. Fans are happy with the news so far and are in heavy debate over which starter is better, though there seems to be an agreement that all three are equally adorable. With the Detective Pikachu movie on the horizon, it's safe to say that 2019 is shaping up to be an amazing year for Pokemon fans. An official release date has yet to be confirmed. Speaking of release dates, there is speculation that the highly anticipated Cyberpunk 2077 could be released later this year. The rumors came about after developer CD Projekt Red announced the game will be appearing at E3 in June. Rumors came about following Projekt Red's previous timeline of the critically acclaimed Witcher 3. After that game released its official trailer in 2014, there was a closed-doors demo at E3 with the game coming out the following year. Since Cyberpunk received the same treatment, Projekt Red might give us a release window during its presentation. Fans have high expectations since this will be the developer's first game since The Witcher 3, widely regarded as one of the best games of this generation. Well, that does it for this week's Gaming Roundup, so until next time, back to you guys at the desk.
Sony introduced its flagship smartphone, the Xperia 1, with a notable cinema-wide 21:9 aspect ratio. The Xperia 1's display is a 4K, high-definition resolution OLED panel measuring 6.5 inches diagonally, which is almost an inch taller than the iPhone XS. Other features include a triple camera system on the back with a trio of 12 megapixel lenses, including wide, telephoto, and super wide lenses. The company designed the cinema-wide display for videos, games, and multitasking.
Global measles cases increased by 48.4% between 2017 and 2018, according to UNICEF calculations. 10 countries, including Brazil, the Philippines, and France, account for nearly 3/4 of the total increase in measles, according to the UN Agency for Children. Poor health, infrastructure, low awareness civil disorder, complacency, and a backlash against vaccinations in some cases were driving forces in the most recent outbreaks.
Stay tuned because when we return, Werlin's Francois has an exciting recap on Monmouth sports.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze. How about the hand? Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane! Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to your weekly sports update. Let's take a look at how your Hawks are doing. The women's basketball team secured a win on March 2nd with a 76-59 beatdown of St. Peter's in the season finale to secure the 4th seed for the MAC tournament. The Hawks were led by a combined effort of 21 points from freshman Lucy Thomas and 19 points from junior Alexa Middleton. Junior Sierra Green also contributed 12 points to the win and broke the single-season record for three-point shots in the process, draining 4 to bring her season total to 96. With the 4th seed secured, the women will be preparing to face Canisius Golden Griffins on March 9th. In Albany, meanwhile, the men's team ended their regular season on a high note with a score of 62-54. The Hawks led for most of the game, allowing the Jaspers to lead for only 42 seconds and shooting the ball from 49% compared to 33% for the Jaspers. The Hawks were led by an 18-point effort from redshirt sophomore Ray Salney and a 17-point effort from sophomore Dion Hammond. A final layup by redshirt junior Mustafa Chayor sealed the win for the Hawks. The women's lacrosse team fell to Army 14-15 in West Point, New York on March 2nd. The Hawks maintained an 8-3 lead going into halftime and came out blazing in the second half, leading 14-8 with 11 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in half, thanks largely to a 4-point effort by senior Jenna Staines. However, the Black Knights came roaring back in the final 10 minutes of regulation and went on a 7-0 run, allowing only 2 shots by the Hawks, completing the comeback and handing the women their first loss of the season. The men's lacrosse team also lost, falling to St. Joseph's 8-6 in Philadelphia on March 2nd, led by a 2-point effort from sophomore Brock Anderson. A strong defensive effort from goalkeeper Noah Lode, the Hawks found themselves down early and faced a 5-goal deficit with 11 minutes left in regulation, but managed to pull back to within 3, entering the fourth, where the game stalled from 10 and on secured the win for the St. Joseph's. The men dropped to 1-3 on the year. For more sports update, check out the Extra Point right here on Hawk TV. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Warlands. That's all for this week of Hawk TV News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Samantha Casano.
And I'm Ryan Waldis. Be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Hawk TV News.
Hawk TV News, and we've got it covered.
This is Hawk TV News.
This is Hawk TV News, and we've got it covered.
The Extra Point is Hawk TV's only sports show, and what I love about The Extra Point is that it allows people to really come on and talk about what they're passionate in, and that's sports.
When I first got here, I didn't really know what to expect. It was really a fun time. This is the most fun I've had in college so far. It's really not as competitive as people will think it is. I've been on air for almost every episode of Extra Point.
Unscripted debate is probably the best format for sports shows today, and I think that's what's growing. So more than anything else, The Extra Point just provides people to come on Hawk TV and talk about what they love, and that's sports.
Tony Lynn, what's it like being a producer?
It's so much fun, especially when I get to work with Matt.
Oh shit, no one wants to work with that. You put in a lot of work, try and get your moves right. You want to make the show look as smooth as possible. You don't want choppy zooms in and out. You want to make it look like the camera's not even there. This is my first time at The Extra Point. I'm just saying, I'm coming back now. They've got me hooked.
I control this switcher right here, and I pretty much make the what the director says happen.
Slowly zoom out, and fade to black. Gorgeous. That is how it's done. We make big TV here. We practice, we execute, we get paid.
Nick, that's all right. I throw a couple of 15-second PSAs in there, and we're
You're
good.
done.
Yeah.
You're done.